got clutter. Piles of things here and there. Piles of clutter. Items just laying around anywhere and everywhere. Some of this sound familiar? Hold on, you might say. I know exactly where to find anything I need. Or you may be the opposite, who feels like they can never find anything they need when they need it. Now, the organization struggle is real. All of the situations I just mentioned, all of them affect your health both physically and mentally. And I'm going to help you with getting organized by identifying 3 issues that are preventing you from getting and staying organized, and tips on how to overcome them. And first, I'm going to briefly explain why clutter stresses us out, whether we realize it or not. Take a look. When you see these 2 pictures, don't you feel calmer looking at the tidy room? It looks good. It's appealing. The reason for that is the way our brains and bodies work. Now, our brains and bodies do not work in a cluttered or haphazard manner. They're very precise and organized. So when our eyes see unorganized rooms and clutter, the brain and the body put out stress hormones. We don't want those. We want the feel-good hormones such as serotonin and dopamine, so we don't feel stressed. That's why cleaning the clutter and getting organized is so good for us. So becoming unorganized tends to fall into the following habits or reasons. You feel overwhelmed with trying to clear the clutter and be organized. It's hard to see where to start and you just want to give up before you've even begun. Or it's going to take too much time to get organized. And while you wait for the time, things get more and more unorganized. The piles start to grow and you end up being overwhelmed and not knowing how to get organized and then stay organized. So here are some tips to deal with each of these. You'll be ready to organize in no time. Just thinking about getting organized can feel overwhelming. However, starting small and breaking up the project into more manageable parts can really get you started. Pick a project, figure out which area you want to start with. You could go with an easy, simple area first, or the area that causes you the most stress. Now, if you pick the simple, easy to do area, then you can organize it easily and be done. And that can give you some satisfaction of success, which is a good motivator to try some more difficult areas to organize or to keep on going with some other areas. Now, you could pick an area that causes you the most stress. It's sometimes the most difficult area to organize because it's what's causing you stress. So it's probably a bigger area or a more complicated area, or just there's so much more things that have to be done to get it organized. Now, if you can tackle that first and a lot of the stress is gone, then it makes it easier to tackle the other areas. Because if you can do the difficult one, then you can handle the easy ones, no problem. Break it down. Now, figure out the different areas or things that need to be done, and then focus on one of them at a time. So you could do this all at once, or you could spread it out within a few days or weeks. For example, if you want to organize your garage, let's say, there may be different parts that need to be done. You may need to sort everything into different piles, the keep pile, the discard pile, and the giveaway pile. And then you may have shelves that you need to go through. So you have to take that into consideration. The garage itself may need to be swept and then washed. So you could break these down into doing like one shelf at a time, or sort through 10 items at a time. Sweeping could be one time, washing it all down another. So at least now you have an example of how to break down the stressful area that you want to organize. And by breaking it down into more manageable parts, it makes it a little bit easier. Plan out the time. You may want it all over with in one day, but do you realistically have the time, especially a whole day? And do you really have the energy, physically and mentally, to do everything in one day? Now, if you do and it works for you, go for it. If not, maybe plan your time into like 1 or 2 hours a day, a week, or even a month. Whatever works for you and helps you to start making progress and getting your things organized. And when you see the progress that you're making, then you feel good, you feel motivated to continue and to do more. And I know you can do this. You got it. You got it. It just takes too much time. Now, most of us don't like taking time to organize because it's usually not a fun task. But to help, consider some of these options. You can multitask, organizing some things while doing another thing, especially something that you like sorting papers while watching a movie or a TV show, my favorite go-to. Put on some fast-paced, motivating music like you're going to exercise, and dance or sing while organizing. That really helps the time to fly by. Or just take one thing at a time. Organize in minute increments as you have time. I have 10 minutes right now. Figure out what you're going to organize. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Or maybe you only have like 1 or 2 hours a day, a week, as we talked about previously. And what's helped me is to actually, when you know the things you need to organize, is to put it into these categories. This will take me 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or 30 minutes. This will take an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. So when you have that time, then you can just grab that list. Okay, I got 15 minutes. And you do the thing that only takes 15 minutes. And then you're not stressed because you know it's only going to take you 15 minutes. And that's all the time you have. So that's one way to make sure it doesn't feel like it's going to take too much time. So to be organized and stay organized, our things need to have a specific place. Books on a bookshelf, clothes in the closet, tools together in one place, papers in one place. Emergency items should have an accessible place. Now, having baskets, trays, and other containers can be a huge help with this. So to start getting organized, start putting things together, like all the books, all the papers, all the stationery products, whatever it may be, all your hobby things, emergency things. And then you can purchase bins, totes, or other containers to keep them in. And of course, dollar stores have them pretty cheap and usually in abundance. And so do places like IKEA. And places like IKEA are a great place to walk around and get ideas on how to organize your place. And my cat doesn't really agree with that. So figure out where you want to put them, put same types of things together, go to stores for inspiration. So let's talk a little bit more about staying organized. To stay organized, plan to spend 10 minutes a day putting things back where they belong, or start to practice the 2-minute rule. If it takes 2 minutes or less, then don't delay, just do it. Taking 10 minutes before your bedtime is an awesome time to do this, because before bed, you've cleared the clutter, and your mind can be at ease and go to sleep peacefully. Pick a time though that works for you, and then set a daily alarm or reminder, just so you stay on track. And you may need more than 10 minutes. You know, you got kids, it's probably going to take a little bit more time to put everything back in its place. But let's not get back into the habit of delaying, because the more you delay, the more you have to go back to organizing everything. And focus on more on the good feeling when it is organized, to motivate you to do it and to stay organized. It takes less time now, of course, than later when the problem has piled up. So these are my tips for staying organized. So with these tips on being organized, getting organized, and staying organized, it'll help you to live with less stress. Now, there are many other ideas on getting and staying organized that you can search on Google or with other influencers. Starting is always the hardest part, so just go for it. Even if it's something small, it will help motivate you to do more. You'll have a feeling of, I did it, success. Now, if you would like more details on this information, then click the link that's in my description and check out my article, Staying Organized Reduces Stress. And please love or comment below. Subscribe and click the bell. Click the bell to keep you up to date when this next stress reduction tip is available. So for now, please stay happy and be healthy.